to Youngstown, Ohio. Welcome to the beautiful Youngstown Country Club. For those of you who don't know me, which I think by now is nobody, I am David Pintaric, and this beautiful woman next to me is my wife, Janet. And we are the mother and father of the bride. More importantly, for Rachel's mom and dad. And the difference between being mother-in-law and father and dad is a subtle but significant one. For those of you who are parents, you know what I speak. For those of you who know me are also aware of the narrative that I could not possibly make it through this weekend's activities without dehydrating. Okay? There's a reason, a very good reason for that. You know, I was going through the buildup of this, and I just realized probably about 2 weeks ago, we were here for lunch or dinner, and I was talking to the staff, and we have been preparing for this day for 20 years. Now, I'm not talking about the schedule, I'm not talking about the menu, I'm not talking about who's going to be invited. I'm talking about our roles as parents. And it's a little bit emotionally overwhelming. Went through just the rehearsal. I was telling my brother this. I go through the part where I hand off Rachel the band, and I step back. And that's symbolic of our roles just changed, and it's their lives now. And we are not even secondary. If you're blessed with kids, they'll be more important than you two. But we're tertiary. We're not that important anymore. But that's okay. But there's another reason why that narrative exists, and that's because of who Rachel is to us. For those of you who are parents, until you created another human being, you don't know how much you could love another human being. Now, you may love your husband and your wife, your mom and your dad, your brothers and sisters maybe. There are possibilities. My brother here. Your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, your cousins, your friends. But until you've created another human being and you've nurtured it, watched it grow, you have no idea how much you could love someone. And if your parents are saying, yeah, he gets it, take what you feel for your kids and multiply it by 1,000. And you're coming close to how we feel about Rachel. Suffice to say that Janet and I love her more than we love ourselves. And I personally love myself quite a bit.
Savage.
So let's be talking about Rachel. I think Janet may remember this, but I thought she was going to be a boy. Ben, her birth certificate says she's a girl, there's no asterisk, so it's okay. I was convinced that she was going to be a boy, she's going to grow up to be a free safety at Ohio State, and then going to play for the Dallas Cowboys. But she had other intentions. So in 1991, when she was born, December of 91, back then, people didn't, it wasn't as common today as it is, then as it is today, that you found out what the gender of the baby was it a boy or girl? So we elected to wait until the child was born. So again, up until December 7th, December 8th, December 9th, around that time, we're having a little David.
Heaven forbid. Oh my God. Yeah, yikes is right.
So Sunday, December 8th, Janet wakes up. She's got some pain in her back. And it's, you know, she called the doctor. Her doctor, Dr. Garantino, was on vacation, so somebody was filling in for her. And he says, you know, let's monitor it. If it continues or persists, call me later on in the afternoon or early evening, and maybe we'll take a look at you. Well, it did. She did. And about 6 o'clock Sunday night, we're rushing down to St. Elizabeth Hospital just to see what's going on. Well, when we got there, it turned out that pain in the back was back labor. She was going to be given birth. So she was rushed in and they did an ultrasound. The tech asked her, what's this baby do? Now I was there, so I responded. I go, today. And Ben, take note, she's a very punctual person. Okay. Do that day. And I go, why? He goes, well, the baby's kind of small. I go, well, how small? And he gave me some number in grams, which was Latin or Greek to me, or some combination there. I go, tell me in pounds and ounces. I think he said 5 pounds, 10 ounces. And I scoffed. I go, that's nothing. I was 4'9" when I was born, and I turned out fine. So, but anyways, she was born at 3:21 in the morning on Sunday, so she's a little bit late. Our life changed from there. Now at St. Elizabeth Hospital, which is about 3 miles from here, they had this at the gift shop. You could buy little buttons. There were a powder blue one for, it says it's a boy for boys, and a pink one, it says it's a girl for girls. So guess what? I wanted to buy the blue one, but I ended up buying the pink one. So I don't know if you remember Eddie Bauer brand clothing. They had an aqua green winter coat. Okay, it was their signature coat. I had one of those. And it must have been a long winter because I wore that coat with that button on it all the way through March. Now, those of you that grew up in the area, there was a gas station at the bottom of 224 in front of Giant Eagle, the Amoco at the time. And self-serve wasn't self-serve as it is today. You had to pump it yourself and then go inside and pay. And the attendant there said, "You must be the most proud father that I know." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Well, you've got this button on all the time." And this is
That's so cute.
Yes, 6 months later. It's Ohio. It goes into June, the winter. My response to him is the same as it is today. Yes, I am the most proud father. Being Rachel's dad is the coolest thing I've ever done. And I've done some really cool stuff. And I've said this is not news to you, Rachel. You've heard that before. Anytime I see a new dad, I pull him aside. I'm envious of you. Because you get to experience what I've experienced for the last 29 years. It's been cool. And, you know, parents talk about love, as I did, of their kid and all that stuff. The experience has led me and Shannon to not only love Rachel, but we like her. And not every parent gets to feel that sensation. Think about Charles Manson. His mom might have loved him, but I'm not convinced she liked him. So allow me now to talk about Ben. Let me sing the praises of Ben.
On that note, Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
So, you know, those of you know me professionally, I speak a lot. I'm a communicator, but I also listen, I pay attention, I read between the lines. And like Beth and Robert said, we knew something was up when this Ben started sniffing around our dog.
Janet's like...
Like I'm an animal.
So I had a lot of friends that knew me and they know how I feel about my daughter, and they asked, "What do you think of this guy?" And I quite honestly said, I couldn't be happier. And there's a reason. Ben treats Rachel like gold. Let me give you an example. Rachel, you were in an apartment one time and he called you. I don't know if he might have known that we were there or we were going to be there, but I could hear on the phone, you answer, "Hello, Ben," and all stuff, and I hear, "Hello, my love."
You do that.
All the time.
That doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
And words are important. They're an expression of what you're thinking. But it's not just words. I have digital photographic proof that he's painted her nails.
Does once.
He is also very accommodating to you. I don't know if you guys know that Rachel has 2 dogs, Lucas and Tito. And you've had Lucas 3 years, Tito a year. Now, understand that 3 years ago, you guys kind of knew that this weekend would be coming. And yet, she has 2 dogs. Now, the reason why I bring this up is that Ben is allergic to dogs.
So un-American.
So that's, an accommodation to the woman he loves.
That's a good point.
But it's not just him. I've watched his mom and dad, his brother, his aunts and uncles, his cousins, his friends, how they treat her. They all treat her like gold. And it's very, very comforting to a parent. But there's also this adage that you just don't marry the person, you marry the family, and it works in reverse. So about two months ago, Ben approached me. He says, I need to buy a new car. David, you're a car guy. Give me some input. So we've been going back and forth for about 10 days. And it was an interesting experience because we kept on showing each other links to cars and all that stuff. And about 10 o'clock, he just said, David, I'm really having fun doing this. This is fun. And my response to him is, you very well may be my long-lost son. Thank God he's not, because this would be a really awkward moment.
Damn, Daniel. You said it.
So anyways, let's talk about the two of them. I think somewhere in the Bible, and Harry, I need some help here. Somewhere in the Bible it says you become one. You become a team. Okay, Rachel, you've heard me say this before. I think, Ben, you have as well. In relationships, it's never 50-50. It's 90-10 or 10-90, depending on the circumstances. But you're also a team. And each team member needs to know their role. You guys will figure that out. The roles are important, though. We all know that Tom Brady is the best football player who ever played the game. If we had a team of 22 Tom Bradys, it would stink. You can't have all Tom Bradys. But I think I'm very, very excited about your guys' future. And here's a reason why. You're both moral, both ethical. You're both ambitious, and your ambitions align, which is important. So you're going in the same direction in life. You're both smart, both in traditional ways and street sense. I think you guys got the intellect to figure it out on your own, but you got the wisdom to take advice from those who came before you. Very, very, very excited about your future together. Now, the two of you guys, Rachel, Ben, individually and together, are a reflection of Robert and Beth, and Janet and David. The two of you guys, individually, but now especially together, make the four of us look very, very good. Who you choose to be your spouse is the most important decision you will ever make. And I think you two guys have knocked that ball out of the park. Now, in 24 hours, you're going to be man and wife. And 5:30, Harry, you think 5:30 will be done?
What? Rachel's like.
Your journey's going to start together. And the four of us are very, very excited about what the future brings for you. So with this, I would like everybody to join me in a toast to tomorrow's Mr. and Mrs. Robert Benjamin Thomas III.
Here! Let's go, boys. The block is hot.